think of what can be content and have a variety, show people, who you are behind the scenes, as in the front of the scenes. I always say anybody can be a digital marketer, anybody can manage your business, but they come to you because of your personality. And not everybody is going to take to my personality, because I may smile, but I'm hard. And I tell people I'm hard on you. I'm going to act, if you want to do this is how we're going to do it, but I'm gonna do it with a smile. Like, I need your content. Do you have your content? So everything is content. And I love breaking it down. It's just write out topics that you want to talk about.
I'm Junaid Ahmed, host of Hacks and Hobbies podcast and a digital presence advisor at HumbleZone. This episode is brought to you by Home Studio Mastery. I launched a consultation and course program to help podcasters and course creators to create a space in their homes that will reduce the friction of creating content and appearing their best when showing up on camera. The pandemic gave us a lot of issues, but this one is here to stay. We're now so much closer to our audience thanks to video becoming more popular and affordable. I help guide folks who want to create Hollywood-worthy studios to not only capture great content, but also build more confidence, more authority, and be more comfortable in front of the camera. If I can do it, you can too. And with my help, you can do it faster. So if you'd like to learn more, visit homestudiomastery.com and how you too can create a home studio that brings out your personality, professionalism, and possibilities. Thank you for tuning in to Hacks and Hobbies with your host, Junaid. We're visited by our amazing guests coming from all walks of life who want to learn their story, their struggles, and their journey on how they got to where they are today. So stick around. Today, we're excited to welcome Nedra Ali, the digital sister who is here to help you navigate the world of digital marketing. With over 15 years of data analytics experience, Nedra is a seasoned expert in the field. Her creative thinking and constant search for new and innovative ways to improve her clients' online presence make her the back office guru you need. Get ready to learn from Nedra's wealth of knowledge as she shares her insights on the latest trends and changes in the digital world. So buckle up, because this episode is going to be a journey into the exciting world of digital marketing with Nedra Ali. Nedra, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be on here today.
This is going to be a lot of fun. We were just talking about the new stuff that Apple's just announced.
It's Christmas.
It's like Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Amen. So I'm so excited to, learn about Nedra. How did she even get started with the 15 years of experience? I know that we all have different lives that we get started with, but Nedra really put that into work in what she's doing. So Nedra, share with us, how did you get started? What inspired you, and what keeps you bringing it back?
Okay, so I've worked in the corporate sector for 15 years as a data analyst. I call myself the data nerd. So I built systems, and it was for an insurance company here in Florida. So I would go into smaller departments, things that were like paper in, and I'll take that. I'm a SQL girl. I just love building systems, and I look at their processes and then build a system for them so it can be more seamlessly for their processes. And I did a lot of forecasting and just data analytics, especially when it's hurricane season. So I'm here in Florida. So a lot of what I did was reporting, back end things, analytics, and building systems. But what I found myself, it was the same thing over and over again. And I'm very creative, but I'm creative and analytical at the same time. So you kind of have to spark my interest both ways. I am a part of a dance group. And at the time, I want to say 4 years ago, they needed a website. So I'm like, if I can build a system, I can surely build a website. And so I built the website. I was the little girl who took apart VCRs and, I just wanted to always see the inner workings of things. So I built the website. And from there, I'm like, okay, how are we going to advertise this? How are people going to come to your website?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, social media. So from there, I started doing a little social media management. And it kind of grew from there. So I was still working my corporate job and doing little things at one time, but I really love helping business owners kind of grow their business digitally. And it kept my creativity running because I would jump from different clients. So I can be
Mm-hmm.
working with somebody with the boutique, and then I can jump to somebody that has a dance company. So
Sure.
it sparked my interest. So in around the beginning of 2019, I told my husband, Norman, I said, I want to try to do this full time. At the time, I was like, oh, I just need 5 clients. I just need 5 clients.
Uh-huh.
And if we can do this, by the end of the year, I want to get out. So little did I know, God was like, okay, well, I know you. You're a workaholic, so you're pregnant. So around March of 2019, I got pregnant. I already have a 10-year-old and a
Mm-hmm.
12-year-old. A boy and a girl. I thought I was done.
Mm-hmm.
And her due date was December at the end of the year. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be out of work for 12 weeks. Let me really, really work. This is my third child. I got this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
nothing new. So I really started building up my clientele, really started studying, taking courses on digital media, digital marketing courses, just really getting into all of that. And when I had her on December 9th, I took the full 12 weeks. Normally I would take 8 weeks and be ready back at work. But I
Yeah.
took the full 12 weeks and I said, okay, when I get back, I'm going to give it to summertime. I went back to work. I sat down and I looked at the emails. I was like, this is not me. I don't want to do this no more. I have a new baby. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be home. I surpassed the 5 clients by then. And I just, let's just try this. But within the year, as we were preparing for this, we made sure we paid off a lot of things. So that way, when I leave, we don't have a lot of bills or expenses.
Yeah.
So I walked in my boss's office after sitting down at the computer for 2 hours crying because I just did not want to be here. I walked in, he looked up at me. He was like, you're not staying, huh? I said, I really love my job, but I don't think I can do that. But the beauty of it was his wife just had a baby, and then
Mm-hmm.
his boss wife just had a baby. So they completely understood.
Yeah.
And so and I was like, well, I'm officially giving my 2 weeks notice. He was like, but if you want to leave in 3 days or a couple of days just to get your things together, we totally understand because you've been gone for 12 weeks. And so they allowed me that. I mean, and they sent me off with the best send off. So I was just like, yeah, I'm about to be that stay-at-home mom, work my business, go pick them up from school. And then a week later, the pandemic happened.
Mm-hmm. It's totally changed
So
everybody's.
not only did I become
Mm-hmm.
that, but I was a teacher, they were home all the time. And
Yes.
so from there, that gave me the opportunity with our church. We had to immediately go digital. I mean, we had to immediately get on social media live. So
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of my background, just recording it, editing it, make sure it's on the live. So I really got a crash course into that. And I was like, I really like this digital. I just love this digital world, like, because
Mm-hmm.
it's free advertisement if you want it to be. You put your name out there for your business, you grow a community, and you just work from there. So that's how it all started. But I just love the different business owners and influencers I get to work with because it always keeps my brain going. I love that.
That's so powerful.
Yes.
I totally love that. And
Mhm.
talking about people that are always home, our children. I think one of them just arrived from
I
school.
know. There's some walking in the back now.
But my door is locked, so they're not gonna to stay out. That's really powerful, right? So you found what really pulled you, and in the beginning of our lives after school and whatnot, we start at one place. We really put all of our minds into it, and really, that's where you were being analytical and analyzing the storm and everything else, because I love looking at storm patterns as well.
Yes.
I have the storm tracker app and I'm looking at, okay, when's the rain coming? Oh, look at this, these clouds are coming in. But I like how you were found a problem, and instead of figuring, I don't know how to do this. You said, let me just go figure out how hard could it be? Because you're
Yes.
already on the computer. You're already dealing with technology.
Hmm.
So that is totally friggin' awesome.
And is in social media, it's a numbers game. I love to look at where the post is going, how long. It's
Mm,
just a big number analytical thing. So that's why I really took interest in it.
I love it. I totally love that. And what's beautiful is that you overcame all the issues. You created this business, and also having a supportive spouse. I mean, that is the biggest. I mean, I would not be doing this podcast if my wife was not supporting me
Yes.
mentally, physically, spiritually,
Yes.
morally. It
Yes.
it's so much so much gratitude I have towards her because she's enabled me to be myself, to pull in all my little quirks and nerdiness into this space.
And me and my husband worked at the same company. He was a business analyst. I was a data analyst. So we've always worked together. So it
Hmm.
just really became natural. So, we kind of built a studio in our garage where people can come in and record and take pictures and stuff. So he handles like all the setting up and recording
Hmm.
and things. And I take that data from him and I edit. And so it just worked perfect. And he's also a composer. So if I need some music or if someone
Hmm.
needs some music, hey babe, I need this music for video. So it really married very easily. And the support was just from him was just outstanding.
I love
Is
that.
outstanding, still
It
is.
is. It's still an ongoing thing. And
Yes.
I had to interview somebody, and they're like, you always need a partner to move along your business. You cannot do it alone. That's why they have entrepreneur groups. That's why you
Yes.
have different communities where people support each other. And a lot of the times I've seen there's a lot of discrepancy where you're trying to move your business, but then you have a lot of pullback, and then you hear about these separations like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And then you see successful examples. For example, Apple, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, two
Yes.
people. Microsoft, we have Paul Allen and Bill Gates.
Mm-hmm.
And then Amazon. This
Yes.
is the coolest story ever. Mr. Jeff Bezos was not making any money for 8 years
Mm-hmm.
through Amazon.com. It wasn't until everything, the timing was just right. And his wife was supporting him throughout that entire journey. Just blows my mind.
Yeah, I love that because, a lot of people say the first 3 years of your entrepreneurship, I woke up with my laptop, I went to sleep with my laptop, I had to explain to my kids, mommy's doing this for a purpose, because we want to get to that spot. And
Hmm.
because, I was so much on the computer, like my husband became like Mr. Dad. He would pick up the kids and I would joke like if I go pick up my kids now, they probably wouldn't even know who this lady
Who's
is
this lady?
because dad has just been there and has just been supportive. And now, now that I'm getting my business steady,
The
roles
reverse
can
is
reverse
happening.
now. I have a social media manager and an admin now. So it is a team of us now that
Hmm.
I'm able to take some of that load off. But I also teach my kids the business also. Hey, you want to learn how to use this camera? Hey, you want to
Yeah.
learn how to do these product shoots? We're all on TikTok looking at different product shoots for
Yeah.
and doing all these, cool things. But it's also teaching my kids entrepreneurship also. And we made it a family thing so they wouldn't
Hmm.
feel left out.
No, I totally love that. Including my kids into this process has been such a blessing because people will come out of nowhere and like, wow, I really love that you're including your children in this process. And they'll jump into the videos on the live streams and whatnot. So much so that my son said, hey, Dad, I want to start a YouTube channel. So I was like, all
Mm,
right, let's make it happen. I made a little
yes.
studio for them so they could build their Lego models and do their
Oh, that's so
transformers
cool.
with them some videos. So now, and then it was a point that my son was like, let me record this video. And then he kept bugging me, Dad, can you edit this? And I'm like, yes, I'll edit it. And then guess what happens? Time passes on. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do it. I don't have enough time. Then I taught him, like, hey,
Yes.
this is how you do the edits. So for at least 10 to 20 videos, he edited and recorded, edited, posted it on YouTube all by himself.
How
And
old is
now
he?
he's now 12, so he's been doing this for
Oh,
about 2 years.
okay.
In the
My
middle, there was
son's
a lot of breaks, but he's really passionate about, the tech and being able to produce this and getting those subscribers to make the money.
right.
I'll make some money on YouTube, which is really awesome because it shows that this is the new world, and
It
where the
is.
world is heading in the next 7 years, who knows? Who
Hmm.
knows?
I was looking at a video from like eight years ago, and I was just
Hmm.
like, it looks ancient, and I'm 40, so I'm used to, and I'm like, even 8 years ago,
Hmm.
technology is just moving so fast, and I guess that's why it piques my interest because
Yeah.
it is never stagnant. It's always something to learn, and that's what keeps me driving. It's like, okay, what can I learn today? What can I learn today?
Hmm.
So that's why I love it. It's just marrying my creativity and the analytics. Who can ask for more?
Exactly. Absolutely. Man, this has been so much fun. I don't even have to ask you what kept you motivated because she shared it with me. Having that financial freedom, having the ability to do whatever you want, and help people along the way.
Yes. I can say I'm a natural helper. If I see a client and their vision and they are hungry for their
Hmm.
vision, I am there to help. But like I tell a lot of my clients, I set the stage. Think of it as a concert. I put up the lights, I set the stage, I make everything pretty for you. It's your job to get on the stage and sing.
Yes.
Because if I have to get on the stage and sing, it's my business
This
now.
is my business.
So
Exactly.
I love just getting everything together for you. So all you have to do is just worry about your craft and just get on the stage. So I'm just a natural helper at church. I was an usher, I was a dancer. They used to
Mm.
call me the dancing usher because I would usher one week and dance one week. But it's just that natural, just helping people it comes very natural to me. I love mission trips. I've been to India. So it's just, I love helping people.
I love that. I love that, Nidra.
Yeah.
And like Zig Ziglar said, you can get everything in life that you want if you will just help enough people get what they want.
Yes. 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 I love that. I love that. That is me.
That is he's talking about you right there.
Yes. That was personally for me.
Man, this has been so much fun. All
Yes.
right. So you've been a digital analyst, you found your passion in helping people. Website design was fun in the beginning, but when you come back and sit down to it, it is a lot of work. But digital is when you show up with your heart, your soul, your lights, your cameras, all these things. It just becomes so much easier.
Mhm.
I've been having to write some copy for my website, and my coach is like, why don't you just talk it out?
Yes.
And I'm like, you're right. Because after doing 400 plus episodes on the podcast and building this ability to talk and tell stories, that's been my superpower because I've worked at it so much as opposed to writing. I used to write a lot. I had a blog and everything. But now that I can talk and turn those words into
Hmm.
stories, I was like, wow, I'm just going to do that. So now I just turn on Microsoft Word, initiate the dictate mode, and go to town to that. So
Yes. I mean,
it's been
video
fun.
now is just the thing. When I first started, the main thing was trying to get some of my clients even just to Instagram because they were mainly Facebook people. And
Yeah.
and I like to break it down like Facebook's, that's your family, that's your groups, that's where you get your groups, your community. Instagram is kind of, your aesthetics and things like
Mm.
that. But oh, I have found TikTok.
Yes, you did. TikTok.
I'm migrating all my people out there, to TikTok is just a form of just who you really are. You get to
Uh
be
huh.
yourself and it's just always changing. And even LinkedIn is changing. So it's like,
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's just I do intros and outros for people that's going live on TikTok, I mean on LinkedIn, and it's I have to think of everything in a different format for
Yeah,
each platform. So yeah, I mean, it's so much in digital.
I love
Yeah.
it. Wow. Where has the time gone? Well,
I know.
Nidra, I know we're not done yet. We're not done. We're just going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. And Nidra is going to share 3 hacks that you can implement in your digital marketing strategy. I'm Junaid Ahmed, host of Hacks and Hobbies podcast and a digital presence advisor at HumbleZone. This episode is brought to you by Home Studio Mastery. I launched a consultation and course program to help podcasters and course creators to create a space in their homes that will reduce the friction of creating content and appearing their best when showing up on camera. The pandemic gave us a lot of issues, but this one is here to stay. We're now so much closer to our audience thanks to video becoming more popular and affordable. I help guide folks who want to create Hollywood-worthy studios to not only capture great content, but also build more confidence, more authority, and be more comfortable in front of the camera. If I can do it, you can too. And with my help, you can do it faster. So if you'd like to learn more, visit homestudiomastery.com and how you too can create a home studio that brings out your personality, professionalism, and possibilities. Hey guys, welcome back. We've been speaking with Nedra Ali, the digital sister. She's all you need in your life to help with digital marketing. Nedra, thank you so much for, sharing your wisdom, your stories, and how you've involved your children in practicing entrepreneurship, practicing real life. Because, what really pulls us into other people is those similarities.
Yeah.
You've got 3 kids, I've got 4 kids. And when you mentioned, you have 2 older kids and all of a sudden there's a surprise kid, right? So we were done too at 3 kids, that youngest being 4 years old. And then we had a surprise. So now we have a 2-month-old baby.
Oh, wow. You have a new baby.
A new baby. Yes. So we have
But I've learned like the older kids, they take so well and they help me so much with the kids. And I'm like, well, this ain't so bad because I can say, hey, go give her a bath.
Exactly.
And the bond between the brother and the little, it's just amazing. It is. He teaches her, her ABC. She's 2 and she recognize colors and ABCs and it's fun to watch that interaction with the older kids and the little kids. She thinks she's their age.
So I have 3 sons and 1 daughter, and my daughter's like, I'm the oldest, right? And she's number 3. She's a 4-year-old. She's like,
that's right.
I came first. I'm like, okay, Daniel. Okay, Danya. Sure.
Oh, I love that name.
Thank you. All right. So we've been talking about all this fun stuff, bringing our lives into our world, our business, and really connecting people with who resonate, who have similar lives, who have kids, because that's what the digital brand and that's what social media enables us to bring in, forth and foremost. But let's jump in and grab those 3 hacks to take away so that you can apply it into your digital marketing strategies from Nedra.
So the first one I want to say is a lot of people think to be on social media, you have to physically be on there every day or create a video every day, but batch record, like take a day, because I don't have time to do videos every day. So I take a certain amount of time on the weekends and I batch record for either the month or, just kind of set myself up. So my first hack is to batch record, because you would get stressed out if you have to produce videos every day. You never know, emergencies may come up, but if you set that time and I'm not saying a lot of time. So I'm a type of person, I have shirts hanging up, I got changes of outfits, I do my batch recording, and then I'm able to schedule it as needed. So that will be my number 1 hack. One of my hacks is batch record. My second one would be everything is content. Everything is content. A lot of times when clients first come in, they feel that they have to be very structured and very, I have to talk about this, but just you walking or record yourself having a meeting with someone else. Everything is content. We literally have the world in the palm of our hands, really, with the phone. So if you have an Apple, you you have your videos, you have your camera with you at all times. Even, I have a gimbal right here. So I kind of always think of what can be content and have a variety, show people, who you are behind the scenes, as in the front of the scenes. I always say anybody can be a digital marketer, anybody can
Mm-hmm.
manage your business, but they come to you because of your personality. And not everybody
That's
is
right.
going to take to my personality, because I may smile, but I'm hard. And I
Mm-hmm.
tell people I'm hard on you. I'm going to act, if you want to do this is how we're going to do it, but I'm gonna do it with a smile. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
need your content. Do you have your content? So everything is content. And I love breaking it down. It's just write out topics that you want to talk about. I would say that's hack number 2. Write down topics you want to talk about. And then within that topic, you could break it down to so many different videos,
Mm-hmm.
and make it a series. So I would say definitely everything is content. My last one would be know your social media platforms, because something that works on TikTok may not work on Instagram. Something that
Right.
works on Instagram may not work on LinkedIn. So you have to be a little flexible with that, because those are different audiences, So I would say definitely know your audience when you're putting out content. I think I do more talking on Instagram. I do more mommy dancing and just being
Mm-hmm.
myself, because I'm a dancer, and I show people my personality on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then LinkedIn is more professional, it's more getting business, although it's changing. So I do dabble, I do put a little, I do put a little bit of my other personality into LinkedIn, but just know your platforms. Know your platforms.
I love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Those are some really awesome hacks. And my coach keeps telling me that everything is content as well. And when I tell him that I'm doing this and I did this and I did this, I'm like, dude, why aren't you sharing all of this?
Exactly. I say the same thing. Like, where is my content?
Mm-hmm.
You went everywhere. There is something, this lady on TikTok, and she says, here's a little song, it says everything is content. And you literally, like, she just came home from the gym, right? But she literally, she literally came home from the gym, set up her ring light in the corner, went back out the door, and came in as if she was coming in from the gym. Or like just different B-roll shots. She would
Yeah.
go outside and put the camera on the ground and
Yeah.
drive off to get that B-roll shot. So that's
Uh-huh.
why I say everything is content. Like,
Mm.
we know
Gotta
that
think
you
about it.
really
Yeah.
didn't have the camera running when you came in from the gym, but it
So
came
true.
across, you're trying to convey a
It's very
story.
authentic. Yeah.
And my mom's caught on TikTok, and she was like, Nedra, because I had a video about Amazon packages and not wanting my husband to open my Amazon packages. My mom called me. She was like, Nedra, are you out there buying these Amazon packages and not letting Norman know? I said, Mama, it's not real.
It's not real. It's not real.
It's a story. It's relating to what's out there. Like, I recorded that maybe weeks ago, but then thought in my mind, oh, I can put this caption in. So the caption may be totally different than the scenario that's really
Right.
going on. It's just like, oh, I got to look at it with a different eye. I was like, yeah, it's like mini TV. You're creating your own
It's a
TV
mini
show.
series. Yeah. That's
Your
so
own
true.
mini series. So it's not, I promise you, Ma, it's not happy. She called me very concerned.
I love that. I love that so much. This is the point in the episode when I get to ask you some questions. These are short, or it could be short question answers, or it could be a little longer. It just helps. We've been talking about digital marketing, and digital marketing is all about our personality. So these help bring a little bit of that out.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Number 1, what is the one hobby that you wish you got into?
Oh, wow. Drawing.
Mm.
Drawing. I remember I started it, but I never really, because I feel that would help just letting it out. So I guess I just let it out digitally, but just physically drawing. I wish I would have got into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's
you
a
really
really
made me think, huh?
yeah. Yeah, that's a really lovely habit, and kids do a lot of that when they're in pre-K, kindergarten, even preschool. And if we just keep giving them all the tools, they can keep drawing.
And my daughter does it, and I love it. She's 13 and she
Yeah.
draws, and she's very creative, artsy wise. So I was just like,
Nice. You gotta be me. I love it. My sister's daughter, who's the same age as my older son, she's become a really good artist because her dad is an artist, and they've been using the iPad with the pencil to
Mm-hmm.
draw some really nice sceneries
Oh,
on
that
there.
is
So
cool.
it's been pretty awesome to see. All right, next question.
All right.
What did you want to be when you were a child?
I wanted to be a teacher and an airline stewardess because I knew they traveled, but I really wanted to
Mm.
be a teacher.
And guess what? You are a teacher.
Yes, just not to students. You're
Not to
absolutely
students, but your
right. Not
clients. You're teaching
kids,
your
but yeah,
clients how to be
yeah,
better digital marketers. I love that.
yes.
Next question. What is your favorite movie or TV show?
Oh my. Oh gosh. I'm a rom-com girl. I love romantic comedies, so it's just
Mm-hmm.
like trying to put something together. My all-time favorite was Hairspray. I love a good funny
Mm-hmm.
musical. But I love romantic comedies. I like stuff to just lighthearted and laugh. The
Yes.
world a world a little bit would be too deep. So if it's something that can just take me out of the world and just make me
Mm-hmm.
laugh, I love rom-coms.
I love some rom-coms as well, especially one of the ones that just popped in my head was Death at a Funeral with Chris Rock
That was
and
so funny. That was so funny.
now I don't know if you've seen the British version because there was a British version as
Oh,
well.
I I did not see that one. Okay. I was
And
just talking to my friend. I said, after all of this, I want to get a good movie and just
yeah,
relax and just have fun. Yeah.
and what's cool is that Peter Dinklage is in both movies.
Really?
Yes,
Now
so
you're
he's
gonna
in the
have me go
first
look.
one and
Okay.
he was in the second one, right? He's the dad's.
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch it now. Okay. Okay.
It's pretty well done. They did a pretty nice job. All right, next, what movie would you choose if you got to play a character in it?
Hmm. Oh, wow. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now you really stumped me. Okay, okay, okay. I would actually want to. Okay, so I like Speed. I'm telling my age.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
please. I
and
just
and
I just
oh,
rewatched Speed
I
like two
love
months.
Speed, and it's like if I want to be in something because I'm so happy all the time, I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
show like something different. And I love Speed, like I love all her movies, but
Mm-hmm.
Speed, like an action movie, I would want to
Yeah.
be in an action movie. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. I like it. I like
you're
that.
really getting down deep.
Next, there's two more questions left.
Okay,
Next one
I'm
is,
ready.
who is your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Yes, Batman is
Because that
awesome.
was one of the first, like, just growing up in the 90s, like that classic Batman. And well, I
Yes,
know it's not the 90s version of
the
Batman.
'90s. Yeah, with
Yeah.
Michael Keaton and
Yes, yes, yes. And the
what's her
Joker and the
name?
Penguin, like those to me was just very classic.
Danny DeVito. Can you believe
Yes.
played
Yes.
the Penguin? He is something else for sure.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
I was the one, my dad is all girls. So my dad, I was the baby. And
Mhm.
I was like the baby, like 7 and 10 years apart from my sisters. He was like, well, if I had two girls, you gonna learn some actions and you gonna learn some boy stuff. It took me, fishing, hunting the whole 9 yards. So
Oh,
I was like his
nice.
little. So I just remember just sitting there watching Batman with my dad and was just like, this is cool. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. My daughter was woke up in the morning. She's like, I want to see Spidey. And then on Netflix, there's these mini Spidey
My
series. So she's
daughter
been
watches
she's been
that
enjoying
all the
those.
time.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
insane.
She watches that all the time. Yes.
Hmm. It's too
Yeah.
fun. It's too fun. It's too fun. I love how they're bringing all of this together. And what's funny is that it was at least 15 years ago, Disney was like, we don't have anything for boys.
Mm-hmm.
All we have is for girls. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when they were trying and creating, the Lion King, and then Pixar came to the rescue
Yes.
with Toy Story and all these
Toy
other
Story
movies.
was classic.
Yeah,
That changed the game.
it did.
That Pixar changed the game of
They
cartoons.
totally changed the game,
Yeah.
and it's hard not to think about who was behind that change and who brought that up, right? the
Yeah,
same
because
guy
it
who's.
looked different. It was just new. I remember when that came out. Like
Hmm.
it was just different.
Yes, absolutely different. All right, next and last question.
Okay.
If you were a board game, what would it be?
Monopoly.
Nice.
I love a good Monopoly. That
Monopoly.
I remember getting my kids a Monopoly, but it was the kids version where it had
Okay.
dollars. They were like, I don't want that, I want the real one. And I don't like the Monopoly where they like the credit card. I don't
Mm,
it's just something about having that paper money
having the actual
and
paper
cheap.
because you're
Yeah, I
learning
don't
the
like the credit
numbers
card.
as well.
Yeah, and it
Hmm.
helps them. And if you just swiping around, they're not learning anything. So
Yeah.
I guess just having the paper and it could be like a family thing, and it's just fine. I just like Monopoly.
I think this game you would really enjoy.
Okay,
It's called Cash Flow by Robert Kiyosaki.
cash flow.
So if you've heard of Robert Kiyosaki, he wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor
Or
Dad.
that.
His second book was Cash Flow Quadrant. So he's combining all of that knowledge into this board game to teach even adults how the stock market work, how the real estate works.
Oh, that's nice.
So you start the game and you're in the rat race. And
I figured
then they
that right.
teach you how to invest money. They teach you how to, and it's really cool because it can go on for long, but it also teaches you how to get really good at investing and
Mm-hmm. And I
putting money to
think
work.
growing up, they don't teach investment and stuff in school.
Mm-mm.
They didn't. The only thing I really remembered is how to write a check, and
They teach you how to spend the money, not how to
right,
make
but
money.
not invest in it, and
Uh-uh.
not. I mean, I feel that kids need to know their how to do credit right, because
Yeah.
I just remember going into my 15-year job. I literally worked on FSU campus at the Sun Trust, and our job was to
Mm-hmm.
get freshmen a credit card like that. And I'm like, I couldn't imagine my daughter's gonna be 17 going to college,
Yeah.
and you're just throwing money at them with them not understanding the knowledge. And it is up to us parents to do that. And I know,
Yeah.
growing up, my parents didn't really understand investments and things like that. So
Yeah.
that's something that I want to, like, when she turned 13, it was like, all right, let's get a bank account,
Mm-hmm.
because grandma always had a savings account, but here's this card. Let's learn how to manage this card, so
Yeah.
just teaching her, because when they leave, it's like, I don't want them to think that's free money and not understand what investing,
Right,
not
exactly.
understand what their credit, how important it is. So I like this. This is very important. It's very important for kids
It's so
to understand.
important. I also having 4 kids and wanting them to teach money because when I was growing up, I had no idea what credit was.
Yeah.
Right. I was 19. I went and spent $1,500 on this boombox in my car. But I mean, come on, man. I listened to some Tupac and we
Yes.
were hurting. Our heads were hurting. We're driving up the mountains and we're just listening to this old school music. And it sounded really good, but I didn't know what I got into. Because now I have $1,500 credit and I got to pay monthly.
Yes.
Oh, crap. I don't have a job. Of course, I defaulted and I had to return it.
Right.
And that was the beginning of my credit score being affected. And still learning, right? Still learning on how to combat that. So it's really important to learn what the systems are in place and what's for us and what's for them.
That's important. That's very important.
Yes. Oh my God, Nedra, this has been so much fun. It's like talking to my best friend after so
cool.
long. Yeah.
This was fun. I love it. I love this. This was fun.
I'm glad. And so to wrap it up, where can my superpreneurs find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at The Digital Sister, and that's Sistah. It's a different sister.
Sister.
Sister. Same thing on Facebook. My website is www.simplisticinnovations.com.
Nice.
And then on TikTok, I have The Digital Sister. but I also have just Nedra 40. And that's really the back end. Who am I as a mom, entrepreneur, as a UGC content creator?
Yes.
I'm really diving into that now, you being a UGC content creator. And that's where you see Nedra. Like when you go to my business page, I'm teaching, I'm telling you. But when you go to that page, I like the mix of it. Like, this is my everyday life. This is what I like to have fun. So those are the avenues that you can find me.
I love it. Thank you so much, Nedra. I'll be sure to include all of the links to the show notes of the episode. And thank you again so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the episode. Thanks so much for listening to our guest on this episode. Please send me an email at junaid@hacksandhobbies.com to tell me what you loved about our guest today. You could find links mentioned in this episode on the hacksandhobbies.com website.